Hello everyone, it is I, Plush Captain Logan. Yeah, it's been a while. Welcome back. I'm so glad to be out of my drawer. Man, it seems like it's been forever, like a coon's age, like a bazillion years since I did Comment of the Week and chatted with you folks. And by the way, I'm very upset with Captain Logan because not only does he not let me do these videos very often, or he hasn't let me do these videos very often, but also I haven't got to see any of the cool movies that have come out this summer. I haven't seen Jurassic World, I haven't been to Terminator Genisys, although some people said that wasn't very good. I watched Captain Logan's video. He seemed very lukewarm, but I think I would like it more than he does, because, you know, I can relate a whole lot to Sarah Connor in that movie, because I feel like I'm being jerked around all the time. Anyway, so I'm back. It's Comment of the Week. Look, Comment of the Week. And I'm going to tell you right now what Captain Logan's favorite comment for this last week was. Yeah, if you've never watched Comment of the Week before, and, you know, it's very likely if you're new, you haven't. You probably didn't even know this was a regular thing that used to be a regular thing. Anyway, man, I feel like a discarded throwback doll thing sometimes, but Captain Logan, I guess, decided once again that it'd be fun to have this again, and he pulled me out of my drawer. So, you know, I guess I can be thankful for not being in a drawer and being able to breathe relatively clean air. Okay, anyway, I mean, I have to step over a lot of Mountain Dew cans to get over to where I am, but other than that, you know, it's a little bit less crowded and less messy than where I was before. I don't know why there are so many cotton balls in that drawer. What is it with all the cotton balls? Cotton balls! Anyway, today's comment comes from Swag Raptor Jones, which Captain Logan assures me he didn't choose just because this person has a raptor motif, although I expect that had 95% to do with it. Anyway, he writes, or that person writes, probably a he, that person, Swag Raptor Jones writes, the sequel is Spawn Year, Spawn Decade, 3,650 more Spawn reviews, plus leap days, however that might be handled. So he wrote that, or this person, whoever this person is, wrote that comment on the Patreon video, the Geekvolution Patreon video, where Captain Logan mentioned, almost had hinted at, but it was more than a hint, that there is a Spawn Year sequel eventually going to be in the works. Now, we haven't done a whole lot of preliminary stuff on this yet. It's still in the planning stages, and a lot of people have been asking us about this. We want to assure everyone that the sequel to Spawn Year will not have anything to do with Spawn. I mean, maybe, you know, peripherally there might be some kind of mentions of Spawn here, but it's not gonna be Spawn reviews, okay? When and if this happens, it's gonna be a totally different thing, and we're not gonna say anything else about it right now. But it's not gonna be Spawn reviews. And I feel like Swag Raptor Jones must have reached directly into Captain Logan's brain, because Captain Logan told me that he recently had a dream where that's exactly what happened. Just a whole decade of Spawn reviews, and it blew his whole head off, and he had to do review the top of his head off, and he had to review stuff sitting in a chair with part of his brains missing and all over the gray. It was gross. It was grosser than the drawer that I live in. So anyway, yeah, Swag Raptor Jones, that's horrible nightmare imagery. It's just, it's horrible. I don't know why Captain Logan picked that, because it's like he likes being a masochist and you know, reliving his nightmare imagery. Anyway, on to announcements. In fact, before we get to announcements, we're going to add a new little segment on this show. That's right. Gotta beef this thing up a little bit and make it more worth your watching. Yeah, a brand new segment. It's the Geekvolution Archive segment, where I'm going to, I've gone back through the archives. This is one of the many little laborious chores that Captain Logan gives me to do when he remembers I exist and takes me out of my drawer. Captain Logan has asked me to go through all of the Geekvolution content and find an old video that people might have forgotten about or never knew about, or might want to look at again because of things that are going on right now, and maybe for you know context of the current pop culture landscape. And the video that I have chosen for this week is the Terminator 2 Rewind United review. Yeah, so if you'd like to know what Captain Logan's opinions and ideas about Terminator 2 were the last time he saw it a couple of years ago, check that out. He probably doesn't remember anything about that movie now and doesn't even know what he thinks, but he used to know what he thinks, and you can go find out what that was. Time now for some announcements. And the first announcement is Captain Logan is trying to finish the Arkham Knight playthrough. He hasn't put up any of those videos in the last few days because over the last weekend there was 4th of July and lots of family things and stuff, and so he hasn't been able to play much of that game and edit video. But he's going to be playing like mad all week. Tons of PlayStation 4 controller breaking his fingers, and he's going to play through that until he finally gets it finished. And then a Superhero Rewind directly after that. He will be working meticulously to finish or to do the Superhero Rewind that was promised on Superman, Batman, Apocalypse directly after that, and then regular rewind schedule right after that. So that's what's happening there. Hopefully Superhero Rewind will come back in next week or beginning to middle of next week, but we're not sure yet, and so we can't promise anything because we got to finish this game that takes forever and forever and a day for Captain Logan because he's just not all that. He really should let me play. I'm better at video games than him, and I don't even have any digits. Yeah. What else? We're gonna do, and Captain Logan and his wife are going to do a Ask the Trexperts sometime in the very near future on the latest episode of Star Trek Continues. They haven't gotten to that yet, but they're gonna try to knock that out this week. We've got Primetime Crisis Live on Sunday as usual. This time, Captain Logan and his panel are going to be chatting about the Doctor Strange 70s TV pilot that never went to series, and the link to that is in the description, so you can click on that right after you finish breaking your brain with time travel thinking about Terminator 2. And they'll be talking about that Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. Of course, before that, there's the Geekvolution Radio Hour, Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central. As always, if you've never checked that out, it's an hour-long show with Cap and Vince. It's like the old podcast format. They're chatting about news of the week and then some kind of interesting, potentially pseudo-intellectual topic related to pop culture. And that's on Krypton Radio, and you can also see you can also click on that in the description with the copious amounts of links there in the description. New comic reviews this week as always, and new Geeks Not Nerds and recommends and all that good stuff. Tons of crazy content, tons of content. Oh my gosh, I just can't even keep track of all it. Man, it was easier in the drawer. Also, next week, Who Reviews the Reviewers, Season 4, Round 4. Next week. Yeah, already. Can you believe it? Already. Next week. Anyway. Whew. So much work. Now I can see... Whoa, who's that handsome fellow? Wow, look at that handsome... Anyway, now I can see why Captain Logan has me do these instead of him. And yeah. So anyway, Comment of the Week is back. Welcome. Leave clever, cool comments. And you, too, might get your channel mentioned in Comment of the Week. Thanks for watching. I am Plush Captain Logan, and I would do the salute thing if I had longer arms. Goodbye.